Hello, and welcome to the Tales of Isylora. I am your humble Dungeon Master Sam. If this is your first time tuning into our channel, welcome. We are a small Australian actual play using a homebrew setting of my own creation, with occasional input from my party and guests to the show. Our campaign has been going for more than 25 sessions, and this video is both an introduction and a recap for that campaign. I also run one-shots of both published content and homebrew. We hope you enjoy our content. With that out of the way, let me give you some context to where our heroes are travelling and what type of world they are moving through is. Our heroes are on the island continent of Staunton, a land of high mountain peaks, grasslands and forests. The large lake, Lake Everard, lies roughly in the centre of the island. Two mountain ranges cross the north of the continent. The Iron Slopes and the Herthasy Peaks are separated by the Barra Valley. The Sepus River runs through the gorge, being fed by the lake running to the sea. The Iron Slopes are home to the dwarves, gnomes, Goliath and drow that make up the majority of the population of the Iron Kingdom. The seat of power is the underground city of Delphorndia. The ancient ruined city of Karth lies in the middle of the Herthasy Peaks. The once proud metropolis, now a ruin. Its only inhabitants, the creatures of the dark that occupy the bowels of the depths. Three large forests break up the island continent. The Blair Athol forest is south of the Herthasy Peaks in the west. The Sepus River runs north through the deep woods, keeping both mountain ranges separated. The Tanglewild Forest spreads south of the Iron Slopes in the eastern portion of the continent. South of the Middle Forests is the military dictatorship of the Catharian Dominion. It stretches from the plains of Ovum in the north to the Devil's Chain in the south. The plains of Ovum are a large steppe that spread east to west of the northern part of the Dominion. Home to wandering tribes and the mighty great shells, nothing grows higher than the knee-high grass for as far as the eye can see. Towns and villages are scattered throughout the Dominion, giving much variety to the lives of the people who live there. Off the southwest coast of the mainland of Staunton is the Devil's Chain, a group of islands strung along the south coast, known by locals and suspected by authorities to be the home of pirates and other men and women on the darker side of the law. The largest island in the chain is Zendarken. It is home to the city of Dramaris, the headquarters of the Magic Masters, the guild of magic users that allow only a few to train under them, to learn the secret arts of the magical weave that permeates reality itself. The capital of the Catharian Dominion is the city of Catharia. It lies in the southeast of the country, in the Siska Bay. 5 years ago, at the turn of the century, a coup occurred. From the head of the royal guard, an elf named Virile Jacanus. He framed the royal family with atrocities and corruption and overthrew them, killing or imprisoning all that opposed him. He now rules with a fist tightly clenched, fearful of losing his stolen grip on power. Since then, the land has lived in a precarious position, a once prosperous nation balancing on the edge of self-annihilation, with the new regent making decisions to benefit himself rather than the population he is supposed to support and protect. It is the year 8305 AC, and we start in the independent port town of Basho. Basho is easternmost town on the mainland, high to the north. As our heroes disembark the ship they used to travel there, we first meet a tall figure. He looks human, but his golden eyes speak to his celestial heritage. Wearing simple robes, Brill Rahim Smith travels to find answers to his sorcerer abilities as he serves the god Obadai. Second off is his best friend, a much shorter man, a gnome by the name of Augustus. Augustus is from the Iron Slopes and the reason the party has returned. Another member of the party descends to the dock, the elven druid, Aurora Moonflower. Hailing from the town of Shadowfen in the Tanglewild Forest, she is searching for an answer to a blight that is corrupting both the animals within and the forest itself. After Aurora is a half-elven bard by the name of Evie Holloway. Evie comes from the town of Shreveport, a town within the Dominion. As a youth, she travelled to the capital of Catharia to study at the Bardic College there. She now quests to learn new songs and instruments and to better understand the weave itself. Finally off the ship, with a furtive look and dressed in black leathers, a short but capable halfling disembarks. In his mid-40s, Quilbeth Wildvale is pursued by a past he seeks vengeance for. Together they have received a message from a local businessman to escort his daughter the 5-day journey from Basho to the Iron Kingdom town of Echoes Point. After meeting and agreeing to terms, the party spends the night at the Creaking Kraken Inn, but it doesn't take long for trouble to find them when a local hag was paid by a rival to destroy the reputation of the inn they were staying at. The party stepped in, and after accepting the help from a dwarf druid named Davith Thunderbrow, with plans of his own to travel towards the Iron Kingdom, they managed to find and defeat the hag. Setting out the next day with a new companion and the daughter of the businessman, they successfully made the 5-day journey itself, albeit with some complications. Celebrating their victory, they decided to name their party the Silver Vanguard. At Echoes Point, however, the troubles didn't stop there. A coven sister had traced them after finding her sister hag dead in Basho, and sent a nightmare into the party which ended with Quilbeth cursed severely. After seeking aid in a temple of Ular, the cleric there was able to help some, but not all. Realizing the best course of action for all would be for the Silver Vanguard to travel to the city of Delthorndir. On the way, the Silver Vanguard encountered some cultists of the dark god Nerul. They had captured some travellers to sacrifice in a ritual which was terrifyingly familiar to Augustus, who had witnessed similar 50 years before. Defending the innocent, the Silver Vanguard finished their travel along the North Road to arrive at the dwarven metropolis of Delthorndir. The city was in the grip of rumours of cultists arriving to attack the upcoming Centurum Festivus, a festival to celebrate the king's 100-year reign. Augustus led the Silver Vanguard into the city and introduced them to Belus Ironfist, a close friend and one of the political magistrates for the Iron Kingdom. He asked for help in tracking down cultists that had entered the city. A spate of murders had caused fear and worry throughout. Making new friends and using the investigation tools that they had, the Silver Vanguard set to work. Quilbeth used his connection to an order of information brokers and gatherers he works with, known as the Nyan Star, to get the final healing of his affliction. The Silver Vanguard hunted down several leads and eventually found themselves at an abandoned house in the underworld section of the city known as the Rat's Run. After entering, they confronted the cultists and eventually found the leader, a dwarf known as the Under. A confrontation ensued, and after a significant battle with evil, the Silver Vanguard were victorious. The Vanguard took Belus up on his offer to represent him in the Kolgar Gatu, a tournament of teams to win a grand prize. The Silver Vanguard were definitely considered the underdogs against 7 other teams in a 3-day competition. However, with much skill in the arcane and steel, the Silver Vanguard were victorious, even against the Steel Guard, members of the King's protective bodyguard unit. The day of the closing ceremony, Augustus received an urgent sending spell from a woman in his past asking for urgent help in the Feywild. Augustus departed the Vanguard amidst solemn farewells. And that brings us certainly almost completely up to date. You are able to start session 25 with no issue. That being said, there are many things that were missed or brushed over. So if you're curious, it's best to go and watch from the start yourself. The link for the first 25 episodes will be in the description below. Thanks for tuning in to the Tales of Isylora recap. Please like and subscribe if you're interested in more D&D content. Thanks, and we look forward to seeing you soon.